The following presentation by the Chestnut Hill Conservancy is part of our History at Home collection of activities from our archives. Community stories from our past in the comfort of your home. History at Home is made possible by our generous members and supporters. Thank you. This illustrated lecture entitled Wissahickon, People and Nature was originally created as a captioned slideshow for the October 2018 Night of Lights exhibition along Germantown Avenue. Wissahickon, People and Nature was developed by Gwen, Raczak and produced by Leah Silverstein and Molly Murphy, with narration by George McNeely. Mary and Bill Bradley and friends posed for a picture in 1862 along the Wissahickon Creek between Ridge Avenue and the lower end of the 100 Steps. The famed 100 Steps were built around 1901 to connect walkers from the creek up to the Wissahickon neighborhood. This view from around 1870 of the Wissahickon Creek is between the Henry Avenue Bridge and the Bluestone Bridge. In this photograph from around 1900, this huge rock was located along the Wissahickon Creek between the 100 Steps and the road leading up to Hermitage Street. Valley Green Inn caretaker Thomas Dooley stands in front of the inn during renovations of the front porch, just after the turn of the 20th century. Back in 1907, a fallen log was cut out of this bridle path along the Wissahickon Creek, indicating that the Wissahickon Valley was routinely maintained at the turn of the 20th century. Before the Great Depression, former British cavalry captain C.W.E. de Molins, seen here in 1932, created the Chestnut Hill Riding School in the stable building behind 8720 Germantown Avenue. After many protests against allowing motor vehicles on Forbidden Drive, then Wissahickon Drive, the Philadelphia Riders and Drivers Association organized an equestrian demonstration that became the annual Wissahickon Day Parade, seen here around 1920. Girls from a private school stood in 1927 by their steeds during the annual Wissahickon Day Parade by the Valley Green Inn. Here, members of the Philadelphia Riders and Drivers Association passed by Valley Green Inn at the annual Wissahickon Day Parade in 1949. This walkway, constructed on the east bank of the Wissahickon, north of the Bells Mill Bridge, was funded by the Friends of the Wissahickon during the Great Depression. Lyda Pola, second from the right, with her friends along the Wissahickon Creek in the early 1940s. The Price family enjoyed a sleigh ride in 1946 by the Wissahickon Creek at the Thomas Mill Road Bridge. Dick Schaefer and Charles Hassel fish in the Wissahickon Creek at Bells Mill Road in 1957. The former Wissahickon Hall, built in 1849 along the Wissahickon Creek at the base of Gypsy Lane, served catfish and waffles, like many other inns along the creek. Visitors could fish, canoe, and enjoy other leisurely activities, as seen here around 1970. In 1976, the bicentennial wagon trail passed by Valley Green Inn on its way to Valley Forge. Seen here in 1976 are Philadelphia mounted troops as part of the bicentennial wagon train. Naturalist Sue Baldwin demonstrates the tapping of maple trees with students of the Plymouth Meeting Friends School in 1993. Ed Stainton, longtime Friends of the Wissahickon advocate and supporter, with volunteer David Dannenberg, worked on replacing a bridge near Saul School in 2005. This photograph from around 1890 shows the stone arch beside the Rex Avenue Bridge, with steps that lead up to Indian Rock. The rusticated arch shown here was later rebuilt with rounded stone buttresses. This wooden statue of Wissahickon, perched high upon an outcrop at the end of Rex Avenue, was replaced by the present limestone version in 1902. Lake Surprise, along Gresham Valley Drive, seen here in this 1912 photograph, was a nice place to fish. It later silted up. This speed limit sign along Forbidden Drive from around 1900 read, "Driving or riding faster than 7 miles an hour is strictly prohibited." Though disconnected today, the fountain along the Wissahickon Creek by the Rex Avenue Bridge, shown here in 1858, was intended to supply water to passers-by. The fountain is etched with the words, "Pro bono publico esto perpetua," meaning, "For the public good, may it be forever." This sign, seen here around 1935, alerted visitors of the dangers of forest fires, many of which were acts of vandalism. At the end of World War I, Samuel Houston commissioned this wayside shrine, which led up to the Drummoir State. It was later vandalized and removed in 1937. This nursery, located near the northwest end of the Henry Avenue Bridge, was associated with the Works Progress Administration and created during the Great Depression around 1935.